We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky.
What's up, guys? My name's Daniel. Feel free to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free, it costs you nothing. If you feel like donating, there's a way to do that down in the description. I love to have my back scratched. I like giving free information, but it also feels good to have a little bit returned to me as well. So, I also have a Facebook page if you guys want to check that out, or you have questions, or you just want to join, post your bike, whatever, talk about things. That link is also in the description. I have my PayPal link in there if you want to send a donation to buy me a cup of coffee, whatever. It also helps support the channel. So without further ado, let's get started. Hopefully I get to help you guys out today. Let's get going. Alright guys, I'm going to try to remove these two lines with you. Back at the project here for part 2. I'm going to try to remove these lines with you guys here. See how far we can get with this. This is still kind of hard. This is a really piss poor design, to be honest with you. The way they did this, they did not want you to get in here easily. Yeah, well, that clip just broke in half, so let's see if this will come off now. Oh goodness. Boy, these lines are really on here. I'm gonna take this pair of pliers, see if I can twist these lines back and forth until they pop off. This is the only thing holding this tank on right now is these lines, and they're just really stuck on there. Let's see if that worked. Oh my goodness. Wow, is that really stuck on there. Alright, on to part 2, because that didn't work. A lot of times you can get these to pop free with a pair of pliers. There we go. Seems to be coming off now. Alright, let's see if I can get this one. There we go. I think I got them both now. Slowly coming off. There's one. There's number 2. Whew. So that one goes there. And the big one goes in the front. Alright. Tank is now off. Holy mackerel. Those lines are really stuck on there, let me tell you. Alright guys, let's we gotta pull this off, so let me get situated here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is give this tank a really good shake and see if I can get all the rust particles to make it to the middle. I can hear a lot of rust in the bottom of this tank. That sucks. That sucks. Let's see here. Okay. So, gonna pull this bucket down here. But yes, I do hear a lot of rust particles at the bottom of this tank. This is a size 8. I'm going to have a good look at which way this goes before I take it off. We're going to crack each one loose. We're going to take the whole fuel assembly out, clean this tank really thoroughly. I think the fuel injectors are fine. I think this is coming back to a clogged fuel filter. I think that's our problem here. Last one. Let's pull this out if we can. Let's see how this comes out of there. Carefully. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the rust coming out of there right now. Okay, so that's clearly the problem, is that there's a bunch of flake rust in here. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So the thing I'm going to do here, guys, is unclip this fuel sending unit. Hold that aside so I can get this out. Oh boy. Yep. Yep. That is just all the lovely right there, folks. Oh boy, there is a lot of flake rust on this. Okay. Let's see if it'll come out. Alright, let's try something else here. I'm going to actually let this piece fall into the tank. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to let that piece fall into the tank, because I think that's what's keeping me from getting this out. Alright, come on out of there. What are you doing there, little thing? There we go. It's to about right here, and then it has a problem clearing that corner. Specific way this comes out. There we go. Carefully, apparently. Oh yeah, shit. Fuck. That thing is super clogged. Okay. Well, we've got some work to do here. And yes, there is a lot of flake rust in here. Alright. Wow. Look at all that flake rust coming out of there. Alright, well, clearly that is our problem. Once again, another fill tank, but you can see how dirty this is, this whole piece. I'm actually going to take this off and give this a very thorough cleaning. I think the fuel pump itself is fine. I need to get all of the rust off of this that I can. All this rust really needs to come off of here. So that's what needs to happen. That's exactly what needs to happen. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm honestly half tempted just to order. I don't even care that it's like $300. I'm half tempted just to order another one of these and replace it, because there's just so much flake rust on this. I'll tell you what, let me attempt to clean it first. There is so much corrosion on here and just gross stuff. I don't know how I feel about this. I think the fuel pump works fine. I'll tell you what, let's clean it, we'll shove it back in, we'll see what happens. I need to thoroughly clean this tank tomorrow. So this bike has been sitting for 2, maybe 3 years not running, and that's when you end up with stuff like this from sitting. So yeah, that's our problem. 100% in a nutshell, that is our issue right there. So yep. I got a little work ahead of me here, clearly. Alright. Damn. Well, this thing's just in very rough shape. However, it looks like it did a great job filtering the stuff. Should be able to pop this end piece off now. And should be able to pop this off now. Oh boy, yes sir. You know what though? It did a very good job cleaning it. Even though it's completely full of crap, it did a great job cleaning. I'm gonna clean this off. that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this inside and clean this off. Alright guys, I've done my best. I cleaned this up really, really well. Blasted it off. Gave it a very thorough cleaning. This is basically completely clean at this point. I've worked on a lot of the rust. I was going to replace this, but I think if I just give it a really good wire brushing, I can get this to be in really good shape, and when I'm done, I'll blow this off. I just want to get as much of the rust particles off of here as I can before I put it back in the tank for obvious reasons. We want to get as much of that debris and crap off of there as we can, obviously. So I blew it off once with the compressor. A lot of stuff came flying off of it. So I think we can actually save this. Moving forward, we're going to use nothing but ethanol-free fuel in this bike. Now that there is a formation of rust, we want to try to keep as much moisture out of the tank as we can. But I think this is salvageable. As long as we can keep the fuel from sitting stagnant for long periods of time. So as long as the bike is being ridden, and ethanol fuel is continuing to go through the system, we should be able to save a lot of this thing. So that's what we're going to try to do. Get as much of the rust particles and debris and crap off of the connectors as we can to try to make sure it doesn't make it back through the system again. Because obviously we don't want that. There we go. Awesome. Alright, I think I've made some pretty darn good headway with this. I think this is salvageable. I'm getting clean fluid out of it, which is what we want, so I think I can pretty much put this back together now, and then we'll have to work on the tank tomorrow. Let me go blow this off and get all the crap off of this before I put this back on there. Whee! Now we're going to try to reassemble the back end of this pump unit here. Get as much of that crap off there. Like I said, I'll blow this off again tomorrow. I just want to make sure I get as much of this crap out of here as I can. Clip that back into place. I'm not going to buy a new one because I was able to clean that one pretty well. It's not brown anymore. As you can see, it's pretty much white. So I was able to give it a nice thorough cleaning. Pretty sure this goes like this. I think it goes like this. Gotta be positive though. May at least get this clip on here. Oh, nope. Am I doing this backwards? It goes like that. And then, oh gosh, I need to remember how this goes on. Like this, I think. There we go. There it is. There it is. There's something to hold that filter end in place. And we can put those two screws I had back in there to hold that guy. There we go. Put this one back on, and then like I said, tomorrow I'm going to work on the tank a lot. I'm going to blow it out tonight, and then tomorrow we'll see what we can do about the majority of those rust particles, but that should take care of a lot of the little crap. I just want to get as much of the flake rust out of there as we can so that we don't keep running into this problem. Alright, so I think that's salvageable. Still got some little rust stuff on it, which like I said, I'll do a little bit more thorough job tomorrow working on it. But as of right now, I think this is salvageable. I was going to buy a new one, but I don't think it's necessary. So now we're going to take this guy over there and blow it off. Let's go do that. Alright guys, remember I'm starting this bucket off completely clean. There was nothing in this bucket when I started. So let's blow some stuff off here. Oh boy, that was a lot of work. I actually took this tank outside and flooded it a number of times. Then I put some rocks inside and shook it around to bang up all the loose stuff that was in there and get all the extra rust particles I could off. Then I gave this a very thorough cleaning, and now it's all just sitting here drying for the night. I went ahead and flooded this a bunch of times with water and basically went until nothing but clean water came out of it. And then what I did is I brought it back in here, and first I took my my gas pump, and sucked out all the extra water that I could, and then I let all the water settle at the bottom of the container, and I just plunged the rest of it out until it was dry, and then I blew it out really thoroughly with my air hose, making sure to break away any little particles or debris that could possibly be left in there. I went and blew it out on both sides, top and bottom, and then after that, to make sure it didn't flash rust after I dried, I went ahead and sprayed the internal with WD-40. Use a little bit, guys, if you're going to do this to your tank. Only use a small amount. Just get a nice little puddle of it in there, and then shake the tank and stir it. Make sure that the WD-40 coats all of the internal of the tank before leaving it for the night. Otherwise, you'll wake up to a bunch of flash rust in the morning. So, obviously, WD-40 water displacement is exactly what it's designed to do. Keep it from rusting again. So we're going to let this tank sit overnight, and I'm going to continue this project in the AM because it's like 4 in the morning and I'm still out here messing with this because I want to get the bike back on the road, obviously. So, but this is done. It'll go back on the bike tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that will solve our problem. I'm almost 1,000% sure that doing this will cure our issue. There was a lot of flake rust in here. And just to show you guys exactly how much flake rust was in here, let me put that seal back on there while I can before it dries out. So we'll let that sit in there. So I took the seal out. Let me show you exactly how much flake rust was just in here, just emptying the tank. You can see all the particles and debris at the bottom here. See if I can get you guys in there. So there you go. See how it all went to one angle of the tank? That was just me shaking it. That's all flake rust over there. There's a bunch on the towel. There's a whole bunch outside where I washed it out. There was a lot of flake rust in the bottom of that. So I actually think this bike's been sitting more for like 3 years, 3.5 years. I'm surprised the tank's in as good a shape as it is. But the future of this bike now moving forward would be nothing but ethanol-free fuel. We don't want a chance of moisture buildup to create more rust inside this tank again. So all ethanol free. I don't care how much it costs. I'm only putting 4 gallons in the bike, so it doesn't matter. So tomorrow we'll reassemble this, slap it back on the bike. Something tells me my FI light will probably disappear on the bike, and this will solve that problem. I have a feeling after doing this. I don't think the fuel injectors are bad. I think that screen did exactly what it was meant to do. It's actually a very large job to pull the fuel injectors. The fuel injection rail is way down there. And that's a well, you can see it right there. That's the fuel injection rail. And that's actually quite a bit of work to get it out. But I did spray this tube, and I didn't see any particles or debris coming back up. I gave it a couple good, very solid blasts, not only with air, but I also shot carb cleaner through that tube, and no dirt or debris came out. So I think the fuel injection system's actually fine here. I think this is going to come back to basically a dirty fuel pump and fuel screen was creating our issue. Because like I said, it would run fine until it got down to 2 gallons, and then it's like it would get to this portion of the fuel screen, and it's like it just couldn't get past that. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't able to. So unfortunately the bike started stalling and cutting out. So yeah, there's that. So I got the majority of the rust out. What was breakable and was going to come free has now been taken out. I can still see there's some in there, but hopefully letting this sit overnight. I can see all my WD-40 coating the inside of the tank. So hopefully letting this sit overnight. I'll blast it off one more time in the morning and see if I can get any more of the flakes out after the WD-40 sits on it. We'll see if we can blast any more of the flake rust out. And then we'll go ahead and slap this thing back together, put it back on the bike, and something tells me this thing will run like a top after this. So I think that'll probably solve our FI indicator light, hopefully. So I'll see you guys in the morning. We'll repiece this thing back together and we'll go from there.